Hey everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the first time I've decided to make a YouTube channel for any of the clinics that I've been at. Now, I'm a part owner of Origin TRT, and I think that it's a good way to get more knowledge out into the space. We do use other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, things like that, but YouTube is something that I've never really had an involvement with. So just a little bit about ourselves. We've been involved with other TRT clinics, but this is our own. We finally decided that it was time for us to build something the way that we wanted to do it, and deliver the idea of what we wanted to the patients. Um, Now, I've used testosterone myself for 13 years. I'm not a doctor, but I have extensive experience with it myself and working in some of the biggest clinics in the country. It's a big passion of mine. I'm hoping that we can create a really nice clinic for people to be involved with. We've got a great team of doctors, for example, Dr. Arib Mazhar, Dr. Paul Grant, and Dr. Diego Pereira. We've got everything that you need on our website to purchase blood tests to go through the process. So, as standard in the UK, the process is to have a finger prick test typically first. You then move on to a secondary test which covers all of these biomarkers. It's a regulatory requirement in the UK because if we were to just do one blood test, you wouldn't, you know, we couldn't really diagnose something from one test because there's always outliers. So it's really important as well to make sure that we get a baseline for all of these readings here. As you can see, the options that you have available to you is an at-home finger prick test, which most people are okay with. If you have a partner, a family friend that's a nurse, you can always go for the venous version. If you have the venous test taken from a vein, it pretty much 100% of the time works. Finger prick tests can sometimes fail, but we've seen good results from these over the last couple of years. I think the testing methods got better. That's there's no science behind that. I seem to see less failures. Um, Also, if you prefer to just go to a clinic or have a nurse visit your home, those options are there. Um, when it comes to the enhanced test, similar situation. Well, obviously not similar, but you get the venous versions. So if you have someone who can take the sample for you, perfect. If you need a clinic or a nurse, you have those options available to you as well. A bit of information on the site about the markers and what we test for. Um, we've got a few guides of how the process works. As mentioned, 2 blood tests, doctor's consultation, treatment, ongoing monitoring. Bit of sort of a difference between the NHS and private TRT. Of course, a lot of patients get frustrated that private healthcare costs money, and I do understand. Of course, my opinion of it is I pay for private healthcare myself. The NHS is amazing for so many things, but for male healthcare, it's just not in the right place when it comes to testosterone. Now, we have a few other things on here, symptoms. So if you feel that any of these symptoms are affecting you, I'm not saying it is testosterone. There's lots of things that can cause these problems. It can always be good to do the Adam questionnaire. As an example, if you click this, it will take you through to a form where you can answer some questions, and then you will receive a response from me personally. It's not an automated email, it's a proper response. We are very transparent about our prices, so you can access all of our pricing stuff here. Consultation costs, clinic visit costs, treatment costs, what your subscription includes, what it doesn't include, and a quick frequently asked questions section. The other cool thing we have on our site, we have a few tools. So this is quite common in testosterone. People that want to convert because they see readings in NGDL in America, or opposite way around in the UK where we use NMOL. So you can type in a value, for example, 13.5, calculate it, and it'll give you in the other common metrics that we've seen. A free testosterone calculator. So this is quite common with the NHS. you will have a blood test and you may have the SHBG. Albumin is typically in the 40 region, so it's pre-filled out at 43. So if you don't have that, it's a good area to sort of just leave it. But say, for example, your SHBG was quite high at 67, your testosterone came back at 17, calculate. This free testosterone reading is still low, so you could potentially be eligible for TRT. So it's always good to, you know, you can also do different NGDL as well. But it's always good to be able to check this, because often you'll see a reading of 17 and be like, oh, well, it's not that, then I'm fine. But high SHBG causes low free testosterone. So, it's another avenue that could be causing all of your symptoms. We have a HCG reconstitution calculator. So this has been a big thing in TRT, that patients get confused with HCG. So the commonly used values are 2,000 and 5,000. Now, lots of patients were on 5,000, and then I think it got discontinued for a while on one of the brands, which is called Ganassi. So if you know that you want 250 IU per injection, because that's what your clinic has told you, this is automatically defaulted to 2 mil, because most clinics, in my experience, say mix it with 2 mil. So you could see that you would use 0.1 mil per injection, and that will give you 20 doses per vial. Now, in the past, when we switched to 2000 IU, people got confused. So with this, you would then see, keep everything else the same. You want your 250 per injection. You want to mix with your 2 mil backwater, but your HCG is 2000 instead of 5000 IU. So your draw per dose is actually 0.25. So it takes all the guesswork out of it, and you've got all the answers that you need. We've also got our syringe guide. So with this is really cool. We've got the medications in the main formulations that they come. So 250 per 1 ml, 200 for 1, 250 for 1. So for example, let's go with cypionate, because it's probably the most common one. Let's say your dose is 0.2. That's 40 milligrams of testosterone. If you did that twice a week, obviously it would be 80. You press calculate, and it tells you where to fill. Now, it includes the dead space, because that's something that we notice a lot gets wasted. So typically speaking, the doctors will usually recommend to, draw up a tiny bit more, and it shows you visually exactly where to fill to. But of course, always follow your provider's instructions. This is something that is just a tool for people to be able to see that are new to testosterone. And yeah, we have a BMI calculator, sorry. And with this, obviously, people aren't a big fan of the body mass index. However, for the general population, it is quite useful. Just to show you how it quickly works. Let's say 95 kilos. Calculate. And it's got a nice little layout telling you exactly where you are. And then obviously you can clear it just like that. So yeah, I mean, really, that's all there is for now. Obviously, I'd recommend maybe filling out the Adam questionnaire, looking through these little drop-down articles, sort of more pages that we've got telling you a bit about testosterone. Most importantly, reach out to me. You can either use the contact button, you can book a call. Most of the time I'll have availability in here. Sometimes I have to switch it off when I've just got other things going on. But if you contact us by email or the contact form, so email at the bottom, hello@origintrt.co.uk. Of course, you can ring during work hours. With the contact form, you can also upload blood tests if you choose files. Leave us a message with that. I will always get back to you, even evenings, weekends. It's just I've got my phone with me; it's connected there, so I can always, get back to you quickly. But if you have any questions, reach out. Happy to help at any time. We do currently have a discount code on blood tests, which you can use on any test on our website. So, for example, let's just pick the most expensive one. If you use the coupon launch15, as so, you will get £23.85 off. But yeah, I really just encourage people to reach out to me, maybe do the Adam questionnaire, have a look through the site, use the tools. We do have a TikTok and an Instagram. Both of them are just Origin TRT. I have a personal TikTok as well, which is Richie_TRT. I'll just search it for you. So I post on there as well. Feel free to follow me, and I keep everyone updated with what's going on. yeah, if you have any questions, reach out anywhere and I'll get back to you, day or night, pretty much. So, yeah, take care, guys.